I'd like to welcome everyone to the Village Council meeting.
The
Today
broadcast is now starting. All
Sorry.
attendees are in listen-only
Sorry,
mode.
wait. Okay, now we can start the meeting. How long have we been doing this? I don't know. Good evening, everyone. It's Thursday, July 7th, 6:30 p.m. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Village Council meeting this evening, and would you please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Diane, please let the record show that all members of council are present.
Yes, Mayor, I will.
And we'll start out with reports. A lot of things have been going on the last few weeks, but I think I'll leave that up to you all to share as you always do. So we'll start with you, Jan.
Okay, good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I want to thank Parks and Rec and Lou and Mike and your team for the most amazing 4th of July celebration and fireworks that we've ever seen. That was beyond spectacular. So thank you for that. And then coming up on July 21st through the 24th, we have Palm Beach Shakespeare Festival is back with Richard II. Thursday through Sunday at Commons Park, starts at 8, goes to about 10. And according to the Shakespeare Festival, this is Shakespeare's most dangerous play about absolute power. So,
Oh, really?
Really?
yes.
So study up, right?
So be intrigued. Get ready for a very fun night. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, I'm going to study up. I took your advice the last time for the Shakespeare Festival and actually got an idea what the storyline was about, and it really did help. So for those who are planning to attend, I highly recommend that. So so we had, we had a long weekend. I mean, it started with Friday with an ice cream social over at the Cultural Center, which was well attended, and the ice cream was wonderful. And then we went on into that long weekend, that series of events all weekend long. I guess the only one we missed was Saturday, I think, was rained out. But everything else seemed to go as planned, and like Jan just said, it was the kind of fireworks display that is certainly the best in the area, no doubt about it. But so were the vendors and all of the activities, everything from the slides to the entertainment. It was all great, well done. I thought it was a really good idea having Parkside Cafe and catering out there to get them some exposure, since they're our newest vendor at the sporting center there in the park. And the crowds were amazing. I mean, from the stage looking out, I mean, you couldn't see grass. All you could see was people. And I can't remember the last time it was at that level. And somebody told me there were about 15,000 people, and I believe that probably was true. So congratulations to Lou, Mike, and the Parks and Rec crew for doing a great job, and for handling a spontaneously difficult exit from the park itself. So once again, though, it was a great event. When you got something big going like that really has the reputation it has, you're going to get a crowd, and we certainly had a crowd there, no doubt about it. Was it Wednesday? Yesterday. When did we roll back the truck? Was that Tuesday?
Yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Man, I'll tell you, time flies. That was an amazing experience. That's probably the largest vehicle I've ever been really that close to as far as anything having to do with fire and rescue. What a fantastic vehicle. It is capable of doing stuff that I never thought about. You know, the first thing you think about when you have an extension ladder is being able to rise to higher levels. The idea of being able to reach places you couldn't reach otherwise, and get an angle for water to be poured on fires that you couldn't get without something like that. It's just an added feature, and you know, we're really fortunate that it's stationed right here in Station 29. And certainly, Fire and Rescue was proud, and they have good reason to be proud. And it was a pretty good crowd that showed up there. So
Yeah.
it was a good day, and I heard some of the it's new to me, old traditions that firefighters have, and they're pretty good with traditions. The washing of the wheels was one, right? And then the other one was rollback. Now, I'm thinking stand when I hear rollback, right? but they actually roll the vehicle back.
They actually push it back
They
into
actually
the,
push it
into
back,
the garage.
and that is part of the tradition of a brand new piece of equipment. So now I have another meaning in my head for rollback. Thanks.
But was it rollback or pushback?
No, I thought it was rollback.
Rollback?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm used to hearing pushback.
Or that's what you're used to.
That's
getting.
what we get, yeah, all the time. Richard?
Just like to also say again, thanks to Lou and staff for, fabulous job on the 4th of July, in addition to the sheriff's office, who I thought had traffic, and I didn't think that, with that many people there, I didn't see any instances or problems. It seemed like a pretty quiet, a good time, and fire rescue as well. I saw their presence there, so it was a extremely well attended event, and I was happy to see it went all off, except for issues afterwards. But again, that stuff happens. And also before then, I don't want to say, was it a week or 2 weeks ago when we had the State Road 7 corridor study by the Treasure Coast, which I thought did a really good job and gave us a lot to think about. I mean, because times are changing and the transportation element changing as well, and hopefully we can be smart and get ahead of the curve when these things start coming down the pike, instead of, as I'm sure all of us, ad hoc when COVID hit with the movie theater over by Aldi, and having a more consistent or clear vision seems to me to be a good idea. So I was very impressed by the presentation and happy that we did it, and we're going to get more information.
It's a
That's
process,
it.
definitely.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Good evening, everyone. Like the others, thank you very much to staff and everyone for the 4-day spectacular event over at Village Commons and throughout. So we had our golf tournament, the mayor's golf tournament, the fishing tournament, games, concerts throughout the weekend, and of course the fireworks. So thank you very much to everybody. We did attend the rollback ceremony with Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, Station 29. So that was very impressive. It's the largest vehicle in their fleet, so it is pretty impressive, and that it can go 2 stories higher than what they have currently. So it's interesting to see as places start to develop and we develop that we know that we're safe. We do have concerts coming back, Commons Park. So on Friday the 15th, they do have concerts over there. And then we do have Family Fun Day at Commons Park also on July 23rd. And it's going to start with a 5K with Barky Pines is doing their annual 5K over there. And then it's going to follow up with a free event with bounce houses, water slides, kite display, and everything. And that's from 1 to 4 at Commons Park on the 23rd. And that completes my report.
Okay. I knew all of you would jump right on the the events this weekend and the 4th of July, but it was a tremendous showing, and the people are back. I think we had more than 15,000 people from what I could see. It was an incredible event. And unfortunately, there was an unfortunate situation that we ran into when it was time to leave. Timing is everything, right? It happened right at the time when people wanted to get out of there. But I had some conversations with the mayor about that, with myself. I had some conversations. I was in the mirror.
How did it go?
I lost.
Was he right?
Well, I'm waiting in traffic. I'm talking to myself. No, I had some conversations with the manager about that the next day. And I've asked him and his staff to look at some options that maybe in the past we didn't consider that we might want to look at now. Because I think we're having, 4 major events in the park this year, and we may be having another one. And I think, unfortunately, we had an unfortunate situation happen, but I think it gives us an opportunity to say, okay, we did some ad hoc things to try to make the best of the situation. What can we do from a more planned standpoint, and some options that we might want to consider? So, we're down the next 3 or 4 weeks or so when you get back. You got some thoughts on that we should maybe talk about and take a look at to hopefully make that something like that happens again. It won't be as traumatic, perhaps. So, okay, good. If that's it, then I think we're done for reports. I'm sorry, I didn't get the attorney, and I didn't get the manager.
I have nothing, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay.
just to let you all know, Mitty and I will be at the end of the month both attending the Florida Municipal Attorneys Association annual conference. It's our chance every year to get a little bit smarter.
Okay. When you say end of the month, end of July.
End of July, the last
right.
Thursday,
Well,
Friday, and Saturday in July. So
We have our next meeting on the 14th, so we're pretty clear after that.
good deal. So
Okay.
we will be a little bit smarter in August than we are in July, with any luck.
Well, come back and share with us your smartness.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, did I get everybody now? Okay. That concludes reports. At this time, if anyone has a petition they'd like to present to the council, now would be the time. Seeing none, I'm closing the floor to petitions. Petitions. Yeah. I'll get to you. Do we have any prior statements from the public on
No, Mayor.
not on the agenda or the consent agenda?
No, Mayor, neither.
Ray, do we have anyone with their hands raised? Comments on not on the agenda or the consent agenda? All right. I do have a comment card for item not on the agenda. Can Danielle Underwood please come forward?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Danielle Underwood, and I live here in Royal Palm Beach. I'd love to spend all my time saying how much I love to live in Royal Palm Beach and how many great things you guys do for us here. But unfortunately, I have something else I want to talk about, and I only have 3 minutes. But know that you guys are doing a great job, and I love everything that we have here in Royal Palm Beach. It's very friendly for our kids, and the 4th of July was amazing. On another note, I live on Valencia Street in La Mancha, and it's when you come out of Valencia Street, where I live, you come to the intersection of Sevilla and Ponce de Leon, which is a school zone for the kids that are going to H.L. Johnson. My kid does not go there, but I have to exit that street to get out of my home every day.
What street was it again?
Sevilla and
Sevilla?
Ponce de Leon. Yep.
Okay.
So unfortunately, when you approach the stop sign of Sevilla, facing south, as if you were approaching Ponce de Leon, the stop sign is set back 2 car lengths away. There is a house on the corner
So you
right
can't see
there.
it?
You cannot see, and I have pictures. The people that moved in there park a very tall van and a very tall Jeep
And it blocks the stop sign.
on the sidewalk in the end of the driveway. On May 31st, I was in a very bad car accident at that intersection. $20,000 worth of damage to my car, injuries to my daughter. We were T-boned. The people coming down Ponce de Leon are flying when they turn from Royal Palm Beach Boulevard onto Ponce de Leon. During school time, it's very dangerous. There are people pulling over on the sides of the road, dropping their kids off to walk to school. It's a tragedy waiting to happen. Everywhere else on Ponce de Leon in La Mancha, there are stop signs on 3-way streets. So you have them on both ends and then the other end. At Sevilla and Ponce de Leon, there is only a stop sign on both sides of Sevilla, north and south.
So
There
it's
is
only a
not
stop
one on-
sign for the feeder streets, not the main street.
Correct, not the
Okay.
main street. So if you are going to come out and you can't see like I couldn't see, boom, you get T-boned. And again, it was right at school time when I left. It was 8 o'clock. You know, the kids are going to school. Had there been school in session that day,
Not
many a
good.
kids would have got hurt.
Okay.
And not only my kid in my car. I have pictures of that home that has those vehicles parked there. It is obviously in our village code that you're not supposed to park like that. But just out of common courtesy, I mean, I legitimately cannot see anything coming down that street, nor can anybody else. So
You said you had pictures. You want to give those pictures?
I
to
do.
us?
I didn't know that I could email them over to you guys, so
Okay,
I am going to
please
email
do.
them.
We will have this looked into, and I appreciate you
I
coming.
would definitely like to see a 4-way stop there.
I understand what
Again,
you're
it is a
saying.
school
Sure.
zone, and the
Okay.
people that park on the swales of the homes there, that's another issue, dropping their kids off, because when I go to take my kid to school, I can't even get down the street.
What school are they dropping them off? H.L.
H.L. Johnson is right there. So they park on the people's lawns that live on the corner of Valencia and Sevilla, and on Valencia on this side, all the way
Oh,
down
sure.
Sevilla. They're just parking.
So
Sorry.
they park that far away to drop their kids off?
Because it's faster to park and walk
Than try to
than
go
go
there?
through the line to drop them off.
Correct. So they park there and drop the
Okay.
kids off, which I totally understand. I get it. They don't want their
No,
kids
no, but
walking
it
far,
just
but
exacerbates what sounds like not a good situation
and
to
that's
begin with.
exactly where it's a traffic hazard. That's exactly where I crashed. And here now I get faulted for the accident because I have a stop sign, but I stopped. The stop sign's 2 car lengths away from the intersection, and then you have to inch up and creep up, and you still can't see from these people parking there.
And
So
those pictures you're gonna send us will show us
I
that?
will. I will send them
Okay.
to the email that she told me to
Okay.
send them to, and then if you guys can just send somebody out, maybe a four-way stop
Well,
sign would be amazing.
We'll,
I would
we'll look
appreciate
into
that.
this certainly, and
So,
I
I
appreciate you
appreciate you
coming this
guys'
evening.
time and just keep doing
Okay.
the great work in the village.
Well, thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Ray, you got that, right? Okay. I'll look into that. Wow. Glad everybody's okay that was in the accident? Is everyone okay that was in the accident? No.
Are you fit?
Was
okay,
everyone
you look
okay?
Good. You look good.
Okay. I'm sure that the people who were doing your repair for your car were telling you about supply chain problems, why it took so long to get done. Yeah. Yeah, no. Could have been very bad.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Thank
Okay. Thank you. Wow. Okay. I have no other comment cards or items not on the agenda or the consent agenda. So I'm closing public comment on consent agenda and non-agenda items. And with that, I will ask Diane to give us the consent agenda.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Number 1, approval and authorization in accordance with established policy to make a budget amendment for Fund 303 in the fiscal year 2021-2022 budget. Said amendment to transfer a total of $50,000 from roadway crack sealing PW 2002 to FOC roof replacement PW 2201. 2, approval and authorization for the village manager to enter into a contract with Garabar Incorporated, the lowest responsive bidder for the construction of the FOC roof replacement project PW 2201 in an amount not to exceed $127,648 and 120 days to substantially complete the work. 3, approval and authorization for the mayor to execute the 7th addendum to the law enforcement service agreement by and between the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office and the Village of Royal Palm Beach. 4, approval and authorization for the village manager to execute the 2nd addendum to agreement for professional grant writing services between the village and RMPK Funding Incorporated to provide for the 2nd and final 2-year renewal term beginning retroactively on April 10, 2022 and ending April 10, 2024. 5, approval and authorization for the village manager to execute the 1st addendum to franchise agreement by and between Waste Pro Florida Incorporated and the Village of Royal Palm Beach.
Okay. Any comments or questions?
I just want to pull number 3, please.
Number 3? Okay. Anyone else want to pull anything?
I'd like to pull number 5.
Boy, I figured that one out. Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. All right. If there are no other questions or comments for consent agenda, look for a motion to approve the consent agenda items 1, 2, and 4.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Diane, please let the record show that consent agenda was approved without items 3 and 5. 5-0. And I think you were first.
Number 3? Yeah. I just want to say, I know I don't have a problem approving it. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry to see the PAL program go away. Over the years, I've really enjoyed watching the young adults over there and Coach Connor, so I'm going to miss you guys. So I just wanted to state that for the record.
Okay. Any other questions?
With that, I make a motion to approve consent agenda item number 3.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have no opposed. Diane, please let the record show consent agenda item 3 was approved 5-0. Jeff?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to ask the village manager if he would kind of give us an overview of the item number 5 on the consent agenda, the franchise agreement, the addendum to the franchise agreement between us and Waste Pro.
Okay, what this is a second 5-year renewal with Waste Pro. This contract was bid 5 years ago. Republic won the bid 5 years ago, and we had a favored clause in that contract where they're bidding anywhere within 6 miles of our contract, or 10 miles. I can't remember 6 or 10. 6. They had to match that price or better. They couldn't be higher than it. And when they did that, they were very interested in winning the Palm Beach Gardens contract, and Republic bid bid the job 20% lower than what we received the previous 5 years. And it put them in a kind of an awkward position because when they lost the county job, they couldn't service our contract, and they went ahead and sold the business to Waste Pro. And that was 2 years into the first part of the 5-year contract. With our contracts, the hauler owns the garbage cans. We don't own them. And what they did is they did work a deal with Waste Pro. Waste Pro took over the remaining 3 years and took over the ownership of the garbage cans. When it's time for the 5-year renewal, we typically will renew the second 5 years, unless there's significant customer service issues. We do not have significant customer issues with Waste Pro at all. Matter of fact, we think they're very good. They're very responsive. We do get complaints with garbage. One thing about garbage, if their route changes by an hour or two, you start getting phone calls. It's immediate, and so we get the phone calls, and Diane deals with them, and they've always been very responsive. So when it came down to doing the second 5-year contract, which is this first 5 years up September 30th, obviously our first is to go to them and renew at our existing terms and conditions. They would not renew at the existing terms and conditions. One, because of that 20% reduction that this current 5-year contract started at, and with the conditions of labor and materials and fuel, and they were not willing to do it at that same price. So we negotiated a price with them that they were willing to do it, and that's the price that you have in front of you. It is higher than what we were at just under $10, and we're raising it to just under $14. It is a significant increase. But when we look at what everybody else recently has bid, we do not think we can do any better by bidding it. Wellington just recently bid theirs, and they own their garbage containers, so the price isn't in the number. And there, I think they came in at $17.39. So we're recommending that we renew another 5 years with Waste Pro at the price that we negotiated at $13.86 for single family, and continue with this contract. We do think it gives us the best price.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that overview, and from the limited point of view that I've had of the service, service really ultimately is a day-to-day kind of a thing, and it's a big deal on garbage. It really is. So when you find somebody who does a pretty good job, and trying to make sure that you're getting a fair price for the work to continue, which is what I think you guys did, is in my mind the right thing to do. So yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know if anybody has any other comments.
Just because I'll just make a statement for the record then, because that is a separate fee that our residents pay. So they will see the increase then.
Yes, they will. They'll see it on. We bill it on the water bill.
I'll just like to say I don't know how long this negotiation was going on, but I've been back and forth talking with the manager about it. And one of the things that was important to look at, I think all of you got something on this that gave the layout of all the different cities and where they are, and on a relative basis, in the bigger context, my response to the manager was, let's get this thing signed before they change their mind, because it was a competitive bid in context of what everybody else is paying. We're going to be talking about finances in our next meeting, so I'll save some comments for that. But, okay.
Then I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda item number 5.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have no opposed. Diane, please let the record show the consent agenda item 5 was approved 5-0. And unless anyone has a question they'd like to raise, we have no items on the regular agenda this evening. So I'd like to adjourn our regular council meeting at this time. And I'd like to call to order our Thursday, July 7th, 2022 budget, I guess it's called, what is this called? Budget workshop. All right. It's that time of the year again. Here we are looking at our budget. We've already done the Pledge of Allegiance, so we won't have to do that again. And Diane, please let the record show that all of the council members are still present, right, for the budget hearing. And with that, I guess you'll start out with a context on the budget.
Good evening. Consistent with Village Code, the Finance Director, the department heads, and myself are going to present the proposed 2023 budget for your review and consideration. The primary intent of the budget is to establish an action, operation, and financial plan for the delivery of village services and facilities. The preparation of the budget is consistent with our vision and mission, being a hometown family community, providing services and facilities to create an aesthetically pleasing, active, and connected community. We are proposing $1.92 per $1,000 of taxable value remain the same for the 11th year in a row. This will be the 26th year the tax rate has been the same or less than the previous year. We have been able to keep the tax rate constant because our reserves are significantly higher than required. We balanced this year's budget using state and local fiscal recovery funds under the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. The funds can be used for general government expenses, public health, negative economic impacts, premium pay, stormwater, broadband, and revenue replacement. The funds cannot be used to reduce taxes or build reserves. Royal Palm Beach's tax rate is 10% of the total tax rate charged by the Palm Beach County property appraiser. Therefore, if your annual tax bill is $3,000, the amount paid to the village is $300. Excluding county subsidized services, Royal Palm Beach residents pay the lowest municipal tax per person of all the Palm Beach County cities. This year's budget increases the level of service in Parks and Recreation, the Sheriff's Office, Engineering, with the addition of a full-time public relations specialist, a public art professional, and a community service aide, and a part-time intern in engineering. With that, I can turn it over to Stan Hockman, our Finance Director, to present the 2023 budget.
Thank you. Thank you. The proposed budget for 22-23 this year is $85.5 million. General operating comprises 34% of that number. Capital projects is 46%. Reserves are 18%. And stormwater is 2%. Highlights for this year: property values have risen 13.1%. Our tax rate of 192 has been maintained. Consumption-based revenues have increased. And we've received $20.2 million in American Rescue Plan funds, which must be obligated by December of 24 and spent by December of 26. As of this reading, we have identified every project we will be spending the money on. We've also incorporated the strategic plan initiatives in this budget. Ad valorem tax overview. Again, the village's property values have increased by 13.1%. Our prior year value Our prior year value was $3.3 billion. Current year value is $3.8 billion, $445 million increase.
It's not working. Is that showing up? Oh,
Can't see it
yeah.
at home either, I think.
Oh, that's because we're looking at the.
Yeah.
It's not letting me move.
Well, so if it's not showing up there, I mean, people can't see
And
it.
again, we're maintaining the operating millage rate at 1.92 mils per thousand. This table incorporates the 13.1% increase in the property values. The impact of the total proposed millage rate of 1.92 on homes valued at $186,000, $261,000, and $337,000 are $261, $405, and $551, respectively. General fund is $28.775 million. I see that.
We're going to break to
don't.
commercial at this time?
There we go. There we go. There we go. $28.775 million.
I don't know.
Property taxes represent 24% of that revenue. Other taxes and fees, 21%. Licenses and permits, 12%.
How do I do that?
Intergovernmental, 18%. Charges for services, 1%. Fines, 2%. Miscellaneous revenues, 4%. Transfers, 9%. And our current year fund balance is also 9%. On the expenditure side, personal services, 41%. Contractual services, 37%. Contractual services comprise mostly the police contract, so effectively 78% is our personal services group. Other charges and services, 15%. Commodities, 3%. Other operating expense, department capital outlay, and grants and aid, less than 1%. Transfers out. The screen came up again. Screen you look at home? Yeah. It came up again.
We can see it.
No, I'm not good. That's good, but that's not good. Thank you. Continuing with the expenditure summary, merit adjustments are programmed at an average of 3.5% for all employees. Cost of living adjustment of 6.2% is included based on the 12-month running average from April 21 to March 22, and medical insurance cost premiums will be based on market projections. Continuing with the expenditure summary, position additions this year in human resources, a payroll specialist, in engineering, an intern part-time, in parks and recreation, a public information specialist, part-time to full-time, in the cultural center, a public arts professional. Position deletions, village manager, a public arts professional that went to the cultural center. In finance, a payroll specialist. Payroll specialist currently is split 50-50 now between human resources and finance. And in parks, 3 general maintenance worker ones are being deleted. Stormwater utility fund is next. Total of $1.4 million. Utility fee represents 77% of the revenue. 23% is represented by fund balance. On the expenditure side, personal services is 44%, contractual services less than 1%, other charges and services 38%, commodities 4%, other operating expense less than 1%, and transfers 14%. Next is the capital improvement funds at $55.3 million. Beautification fund is less than 1%. American Rescue Plan, 20%. Impact fee fund, 3%. Sales surtax fund, 38%. General capital improvements, 8%. Utility, 2%. And reserves at 29%. And that, Mr. Mayor, is a summary of the budget for fiscal year 22-23.
Okay, thank you, Stan. Any questions or comments from members of the council?
Just one quick question. I think the village manager can go over it. So the deletion of positions and parks. So we had the 3 general maintenance worker ones. Are those positions that were eliminated? Are we outsourcing that? Are they just not filled from prior budget? We are outsourcing. Okay. And were there people in those positions? There were no. Okay, gotcha. Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, therefore, we're going to now hear from the department heads, starting with the general fund and village council.
Page 32.
The only village council increases were in the personal services under the life insurance and pensions. There's no program changes within that division.
Actually, may I add something to that so that we can discuss it? Is that on there? I'm gonna, Mr. Mayor, is that okay? So, there should be 4 copies. There's an opportunity to become a partner in tourism with Discover the Palm Beaches. They are working with the communities to help promote the events that they have. So promote the events, the facilities, everything that they have going on with all the stuff that we have through our Parks and Rec department. I only have 4, but Diane, you can have mine. I only had 4 copies, but I'll give you my copy.
Somebody can have my copy.
So with that, I did speak with them. Right now, they were asking for their investment to be $1,000. I asked them to do all of this for us for $500 as an opportunity to try it. Well, because we haven't done it before, and it's something as we start to expand, I was like, I wasn't going to ask for the full amount. And since I like to negotiate, so they are already working with West Palm Beach, Lake Worth Beach, Boynton, Boca, Belglade, Delray, Riviera Beach, Wellington, and they have a number of DDAs that they're working with as well throughout the county. So it really promotes what we do, the events that we have, hotels as we start to expand our facilities, so the cultural center and things like that. So I wanted to bring this as a proposal to go into the budget for the 2022-2023 year.
So this is like getting advertising?
They will promote us on the website, yeah, because they actually do this where they go throughout the country and promote Palm Beach County. So this way, then they would list our events. So for instance,
So we would get more coverage on like July 4th and the Christmas event.
correct, the golf tournament, Shakespeare under the palms. Yep, and then plus our facilities. So they will help promote the cultural center and other venues that we have in the area.
What does DTPV stand for?
Where are you looking? Palm Beaches, yeah.
Discover the Palm Beaches. Good. Okay.
Selena,
Yeah.
So discover the Palm Beaches and Royal Palm Beach.
In Royal Palm, yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
sorry. Do you know what the purpose of the City Advisory Roundtable is?
It is, and that's actually where they allow a member of each municipality to sit on that, so to further discuss what they have coming up, what events are they looking to bring, if they have opportunity for things to come to the county, who has the facility to help host it, or just to be at the table. So there is an opportunity for somebody to sit on that as well.
So every member, every city that invests in this has a seat?
Correct.
Comments, Ray?
Sounds like a great deal.
Did we get,
It's $500.
It's
$500.
Right.
I did tell him, I said I wasn't going to bring it to the council for 1,000, and he's like, okay. I was like, can you do it for 500, and we'll do it as an
If we
introductory.
do it for
He said,
500,
yeah.
we don't want to get shortchanged.
No.
because-
No, I actually asked him where it said plus
13
choose 2 of the below. I was like, could we choose all 4? So yeah,
Oh, so we have to choose 2 of these?
yeah, we don't have to do it now, but
Okay,
that's
but-
also they're flexible on that. They negotiate
All right.
for exposure.
All right, so procedurally, how do we do that, Ray? If we want to include this?
Council, that's what the council wants to do. We'll
We
make
need
sure
a-
we get it in the
do I need a
budget for.
motion?
Consensus.
Do this? Okay.
Well,
And what part of the budget this goes in?
well we're going to put it in the village council budget.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay. For now, that's where it is.
Although I think it really goes a lose budget,
I was
but
gonna
that was
say,
just
no,
me.
that's okay. Well, we can always move it.
I think it's worth the $500
I think it
to at
is
least
too.
give it a try.
We
Yeah.
can try it and
and then see
evaluate
what
and
we
see
get,
do we
yeah.
think it was worth it. And we got a consensus? I think we have a consensus. Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
very much. I'll give you, Ray, I'll give you my copy so you have all the
Thank
Yeah,
information.
you got my copy. Hand that down.
Oh, I gave her my new copy.
We're increasing the budget by $500.
She can have mine. I'm not gonna. Got one? Okay.
We'll find a place in there. It'll be in promotional activities.
Replace it from that FICA line.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
No,
I said replace it from that FICA line.
like is one of our biggest partners.
Oh, worth a try. I'm just finding thank you.
All right. So now, where were we now? Ray, you finished with your presentation?
Ray was adding to the village council's budget.
Yeah, are we done in village council?
I don't think we have any more questions.
Okay. Then we're village managers. The next budget, page 37. I don't have any program changes in what's being proposed to you. We did the change just recently with going up with a part-time person in the filming here versus the contractual services that we've been using because he's retiring. And move. Is he over there?
He's there.
You got
Actually,
nerve. You got nerve.
Yeah, right. I think this is, if this isn't his last meeting, the next meeting is his last meeting, I think. Yeah. So we made that change a little while ago, and Diane and Marina interviewed some candidates, and we have a good candidate that we brought online that will be a part-time position in the budget in the clerk's office. So other than that change that just happened last meeting, I don't have any changes in my budget. If anybody has any questions, be more glad to answer them.
See no questions? Okay. We'll move on.
Legal, we did have significant increase, and the increase is from
What page is that?
legal is on page 40, starts on page 46,
Okay, got it.
47. Did I do that right?
Am I calling Keith too much? Is that the problem?
And as you know, we do billing to the developers. They pay an upfront fee for a minimum hours per application, and then and kind of a retainer, and then they pay hourly rates after that, and that's actually, we recoup a lot of attorney fees doing it that way because that's where a lot of the hours are spent, and it's made it a lot more accountable too with the developers. Because our attorneys, obviously, their goal is to get everything worked out before these applications get in front of the council, and it works a lot better with an hourly fee paid for by the developers.
You want to make any comments, Keith? No?
Keep paying on time, sir.
Okay. Pleasure having you here. Okay. No questions, comments from council? If not, all right. We'll move on to police.
54.
The police contract, we made the one change, deleting the part-time recreation specialist and adding a full-time community service aide to assist the traffic division, which is made up of the 2 motorcycle cops and a sergeant in a patrol car that works mostly the traffic details. They're the ones that put the speed signs out, respond to accidents, and it's a division that if they're not doing it, the patrol people would have to do it, and this keeps the patrol people on patrol. And we're recommending that we approve it with that addition. We also have the sheriff asked for a 3% cost of living increase that we've included into this budget, and we think it's a fair request, and very pleased with the services.
Yes. Just on that note, just want to pass along. I got many comments from people at the event, July 4th, how they felt safe. They felt there was a good presence of our police force there, and they felt really good about it. And why was this comment being made? Because there was this tragedy earlier in the day on the 4th of July celebration that was very tragic. So it clearly was on people's minds, and I guess when they showed up, they were looking around, and when they looked around, they said, okay, we seem like we're covered. So thanks to our department for having that presence, and that people felt safe there. That was important. Any other questions, comments on police? Okay. Human resources. How you doing, Monica?
Good. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. We do have the addition of the half payroll specialist that is coming into our
What page are
budget.
we on for you?
Oh, I'm sorry, page 39.
39. Okay.
So the significant
roll back.
changes you
Roll
will
back,
see
right?
are in the salary and benefits, taxes, medical coverage, because we're accounting for the addition of the half staff person that's being split between us and finance, because they're going to be picking up the duties of handling a lot of the benefits administration, because it goes hand in hand with the payroll system. But the other categories really have stayed status quo.
And that was the position, the half one that you're sharing, but is it, the half is new to you, correct? It was all in finance last time?
Correct.
Okay,
It was completely in finance, and we implemented Bentech this past year. And with the addition of that software program, it automatically changes benefits administration into the Naviline system. And it made more sense that the payroll person that has control of those premiums and payments and so forth would do that administration rather than me doing it and calling her and saying, hey, can you check this? So it just made more sense to put that benefits administration with that person.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Any questions? Other questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, great, thank you.
Next, we're going to hear from planning and zoning. Bradford, in person.
This is an application to allow, no.
What page, Bradford?
40.
Page 40.
Okay.
This is essentially a status quo budget. There is a reduction in the contractual services of $15,000. And again, there's not much to say about this budget other than it's a status quo budget. There is a slight increases in some of the travel and the memberships just based on the increased costs of these things. That being said, Mayor, I'll turn the floor back over to you. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions, members of council? No? All right, Bradford, thank you, sir. Now we hear from finance.
Other than the transfer out of the half a person, I'm going to say what Bradford did, it's a status quo budget. No real changes going on there.
May I ask you a quick question?
Yes, ma'am.
And I apologize I didn't ask you before, so it's okay if you don't have it at the top of your brow for it. But with fuel cost increasing so dramatically, and then I know we do have a fleet that we moved over into electric vehicles, do you see that that's going to be a large increase in the budget overall for all the departments, or is it?
What we do is we calculate, we have a spreadsheet that runs an 18-month average. And each month it increases on that 18 months. So it drops the first one, adds the last one. As fuel has increased, it's been incorporated in the spreadsheet that finance makes the spreadsheet for the line items in everybody's budget for fuel. So it's been going up. Is it up enough? I don't know.
Have you noticed a difference then, or do we have our electric vehicles?
No,
or
we have
they're
not
on site?
purchased.
Okay,
We have
gotcha.
not purchased electric
Thanks,
vehicles
okay.
today.
But we're strategizing.
Any other questions?
Any other questions for finance? Thank you, Stan. Now we hear from, why is it called non-departmental?
Yeah, I can't find that department.
I'm looking at something.
It was here earlier.
Is that you?
No, it's page 79. No, it's the insurances. Oh. That stands.
It's mine. And I
Page
don't have a
79.
phone. I don't have a number.
Page 79.
Okay, non-departmental went up a slight amount, and it relates specifically
79.
70, 70, 80, excuse me.
80, got it.
The detail is on there. Okay. It relates to various insurances that the village pays, as well as the utilities for non-individual departments. Water, wastewater, stormwater fees, trash disposal, and the like. The budget went up 6%, just based on standard operating costs.
Any questions, members of council? Seeing none? All right, that closes non-departmental. Information systems.
We have Marina. She's online. Can you hear us, Marina?
Yes, I can. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Loud and clear.
She's
Very
on
good.
page 50.
Okay. 50. Thank you, Ray. Good evening, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity to attend online since I'm on vacation. The proposed 11% increase to the IS operational budget is mainly to the usual increase to hardware and software maintenance contracts for on-premise and cloud-based applications and services. Obviously, the cloud applications also includes the hosting services. So that's what mainly that 11% increase is. In addition to the existing systems, that 11% also reflects the addition of some services in FY22. One of them being the need for a maintenance plan for our surveillance systems, which currently we have we have exactly 214 surveillance systems throughout parks and public facilities, and that includes the 9 LPR cameras in public roads, and also we have another 54 cameras coming online pretty soon. Some of them at Commons, I believe that we have exactly 34 or 35 additional cameras because we're extending the surveillance of that park. We have some other applications that also we implemented in FY22, but those are security applications. So if you need to discuss those with me, we can do that in private. With that, that's mainly the bulk of the increase of the IS budget. Any questions?
I think we have no questions at this time, Marina. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Community development.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's nice to see you, everybody, and be here live.
Yeah.
We missed you.
We missed you too.
But we're doing well.
Okay.
Doing well. Over on page 55, you'll see our cover sheet there for community development, our structure. And if you'll flip over to 56, you'll see our 2 main divisions together, building and code enforcement. We're not proposing any major changes other than just regular cost of living increases. And you'll see the numbers there for our operational costs on that page. If you're interested to flip back to page 29, that can kind of give you a snapshot of
some of the major revenue streams that we have that come into our department as well. And so with that, we feel like we're got our bases covered with the building going on, and we're looking forward to the expansion or the private development over there off of Southern Boulevard. And we also feel like we're doing a very competent job with the constant diligence applied to code enforcement to maintain our property values within the village. With that, if you have any questions, if you want to go further in, there's our line items on 58 and 60. If you have any questions.
I think obviously the biggest change in community development is they are fully implemented on the e-permitting now. Transition started in the beginning of COVID, and which accelerated, and Rob put together everything and did it actually outside of the Project Docs software and in PDF, and put everything online that way, and which gave them a good outline and format to move into the Project Docs, and they did the whole department transition the last 2 years into it, and and they have an online applications, OAS, online
Yes,
application.
online application.
What's the S for system or
service? It's OAS. It's
OAS.
online.
But it is a
service.
custom software application that works for the kind of the homeowner. When you have one permit, it's very, very simple to get all your system into the Project Docs through the AOS system that Rob and Marina worked with a consultant and had developed for us, and I think it followed pretty much the PDF format the forms that we were using before, and it's transitioned very, very well. It's an excellent system. It's a very, very good document management system, and I think is the transition and everybody moving to it has been a lot of work, and they did a great job.
So we're there.
We're there.
Yes, thank you, and thank you, Mr. Manager. Also, the feedback that we get from our customers is all positive. I mean, sometimes it's a little bit of a learning curve for them as well, and we are tweaking it as we go along. We have to adjust forms and different versions that come through. But as the manager had mentioned, our efficiency with our plan review has more than made up our investment in the software. Not just the accuracy, but the service level. We're able to turn around permits very quickly, and we do a good job of that, and we get a lot of feedback. And the other issue that's more of a benefit is that we chose a product that is widely used throughout South Florida, as well as out here in the Western community. So we're hoping that kind of uniformity will assist residents and contractors between cities that operate so similar. So it will encourage contractors and even individuals to get the right permits before they build something. You hit it right on the head. Yeah. The easier we can make it, the more they want to come in and do the right thing. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions, comments?
I just have a comment and we've talked about this, is people either love you or hate you in your department, so thank you very much for everything that you do.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. That's the business. Thanks, Rob. No other questions? Okay. Engineering.
Good evening.
In person.
You're just full of compliments tonight. Good evening, Mayor and Council. For engineering, we've had a significant uptick in private development, and obviously we're quite busy with capital. And we will continue with that trend. We're going to be up over $50 million in capital improvements next year. So we saw an opportunity to help out a student in college and bring on an intern and obviously help us with what we see as a pretty heavy workload. So that's the biggest change that we have in engineering. Everything else is pretty much the same as it relates to operating. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. We're on page 65.
65. Yes.
Didn't bring 'em in yet.
Yes.
It's October 1st. Not in the budget yet.
We'll be advertising soon, so if you do know any good candidates, please send them our way.
Anything here that we should?
No,
Okay.
the addition of the intern was really it.
Well, you do have quite a workload. So you got enough staff to be able to do that with this, right?
We do, and obviously we have consultants to help supplement that workload as well. But a lot of good projects.
So I would call what you're going through now for this year and the next few years as a talent hours.
And at the July 14th meeting, you'll have the consultant the consultant contract and the CSA for the rec center design.
I saw that, yeah. So that's starting to kick off.
Right.
Busy fella, but keep up the good work, okay?
Thank
A lot
you.
of good things.
Any other questions, members on council? No? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
See you in 10 minutes.
Yeah, you'll be back. Public Works, how you doing?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council.
Who it is?
It seems like 100 years. I don't, you know, my wife said if I couldn't act my age, I might as well at least look my age. Public Works budget starts on page 68 with the department description, goals, and objectives. The next page 69, the major budget service level changes. During this year, we did delete 2 GM1 positions and contracted out the grounds maintenance on Royal Palm Beach Boulevard. So that was done during this current fiscal year. The operating budget on page 70 represents that number, $3,039,000 is a 4.7% increase over the last one. And the increases are primarily in 4650 maintenance contracts. Our grounds maintenance and pressure cleaning will be bid this year. And the fuel and lube is up significantly. And aside from that, the rest of the budget is pretty straightforward, and I'll accept any or be welcome any questions.
I do have a quick question, and just looking because almost all the other departments, as far as the emergency expense for COVID-19, is zero. I know yours is showing the 3,772, but is that for hand sanitizer? Because is that what it is? So you fill at all the parks and everything for us in the back?
Well, hand sanitizer, and we still do a lot of with the antiseptic wipes.
Okay. And thank you very much, because you guys supplied. I know that I did see them up at all the parks, then the mobile site. So that was it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
One question. Any problems hiring?
Hiring? Yes, sir.
Big challenge.
Yes, sir. We had one. Well, the reason this year we outsourced Rollback because we couldn't get anybody and to do grounds maintenance work. We did have one position still open, and we have an alternate bid item in the grounds maintenance service bid in the event we were not able to hire that person, but we finally did fill that position, and I've got an employee out right now too. So right now with the 2 positions that we deleted and we outsourced Royal Palm Beach Boulevard North, we have no open positions right now in grounds maintenance.
So the difficulty of hiring for positions like this isn't really affecting you at this moment.
Well, it
Lost
did.
two positions, yeah.
It did.
So you deleted 2 positions. That was because you couldn't fill them, or you didn't need them anymore?
Well, we outsourced because we couldn't fill those 2.
And we brought that to the council for approval some time back. I don't
Yeah.
remember when, but a few 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we awarded the work, we part of that budget agenda was the deletion of those 2 positions.
Okay. All right. I just didn't remember that. Thank you.
Any other questions, members of the council? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Paul. Stormwater.
Stormwater.
Keep going.
Much like Stan, it's hard, get me up here, it's hard to get rid of me. That starts on page 87 with the department description. We have no major budget service level changes in the department this year. On page 88, you'll see the budget account summary. The budget you see before you is overall 11.2% increase from the last budget. The increases, some are attributed to personal services. The remainder of those are essentially increase in the maintenance contracts, 4650 again. We are going to have to bid out street sweeping, and based on the numbers we've gotten since we parted ways with the last sweeper that we had, indicate it's going to be a significant increase, about 3 times what we were paying. So from about 20 to about 60,000 a year. And then fuel. And other than that, it's pretty much a straightforward budget, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
System is working the way it needs to work? The
Sorry.
system is working properly?
Yes.
And it's doing what it does in July. It grows weeds.
Yeah.
And Paul has had his contractor out there.
Yeah, we are
a separate
experiencing-
contractor for that goes in and cleans out the weeds, and it's
Yeah,
this is the worst time of the year.
Right. And we are still working with. I've got a contractor that I'm going to get some, and we're trying to get another contractor in with a larger boat. The one we have under contract doesn't have another available boat. So as you recall, years past, we put in, we increased the stormwater fee to include in this budget $180,000 for debris removal. To date, with the work that we've done, we're about 48, somewhere between 48 and 50,000 that we've spent. We've taken out close to 100 yards of material. At that time, we also did a contingency item of buying our own harvesting equipment. It's in an out year. I haven't talked to Ray, but if we always had that option to try and move it up into a current year and do the work ourselves. The benefit that we would get from that would be, in order to be able to start to clean up it when we have these issues earlier, instead of waiting until it gets bad enough to get a contractor to come in and justify spending the funds that it takes to get them out here.
How much skill is involved in operating one of those things?
How much skill?
Yeah.
If you can operate a backhoe, you can operate that.
Okay. All right.
They're not going to put me on it.
Is that what you had in mind?
So no, actually, yeah. So I remember a gentleman by the name of Bob Carter who used to talk to us a lot about doing that, and he's since passed, which is unfortunate that he didn't get to see this budget with that in it, even in the out years.
But that's where we are, and there's still debris out there, but we are responding, and we will continue to respond within the confines of the budget that we have set.
I have a question, and I'm not sure if it's for Paul or for the village manager, but can we not use, because we did increase that to the residents where they pay on that, can we not use American Rescue funds for that? At least to alleviate some of that?
We could if we needed to. Our storm utility is a separate fund, and we have funded it with what we have. And we have 105, which is in your budget that Chris is going to go over in just a minute. We will outlining where we're proposing to spend all the rescue money. We could, though. It definitely would qualify.
It would qualify for that
Yes,
because
it
that is an
would.
extra fee that our residents are paying for that, and that,
That
would
is
then
correct.
leave it. Okay,
And
so we can talk about it then at that time. Chris would love that for me just to throw a wrench out there.
Well, the fee is an ongoing monthly fee, and
We don't want it to go away.
Well, I understand that, but if we can use that to alleviate for the next 3 years and then put it back on as we need it, I'm just saying that it's an option if the money can be used for that, and then that takes the burden off of our residents for that. So, just a thought.
Any other questions?
Were you talking about the actual, contract, or actually getting the machine ourselves through the money to, as Paul was explaining, we have an option of buying the thing or keep contracting out. Were you talking about actually using that money to buy the machine so we won't have to contract out?
I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking because
Okay.
the money goes towards the contract that we're billing our residents for.
Correct.
So if we could take that money to then pay for the contract, because I think originally when we first talked about that is staffing, and then the concern of then maintenance of it. So I think it was more feasible to contract that out than
Right,
to do
I
it
remember
internally.
that too. Right, but
That was
American
just
rescue money. That's what I was thinking. If we wanted to go down that path, maybe I don't know if that would be possible. But okay, thanks for clearing that.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Now we'll hear from Lou. Parks and Recreation.
Wearing his turf shirt tonight.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. First, I want to thank you for all the kind remarks you made about the 4th of July, and I'll be sure that my staff hears those comments. The budget for the Parks and Recreation starts on page 71, which is basically the organizational chart. And I know Stanley went through the personnel changes, so I'm not going to go through that again. The operating budget for all three divisions is 8.47% increase. And again, that's, fuel has affected everything. Personnel, benefits, everything is included in that. But if you look on page 74, which is for the Parks Division, which does all the maintenance, there's a couple items that I want to bring your attention to. One is the account number 3490, which is contract services. You'll see that's increased by about $50,000. And that is basically what we've done is we've outsourced more of our athletic fields. And that, because of that, we had 3 vacant positions. We didn't refill those, so the contract services is taking care of that. Fuel and lube, 5210. You can see that increase there is a little over $30,000, which also affects the chemicals that we use out there, and that's gone from 50 to 65,000. Other than that, everything else is pretty much status quo. No significant changes. If you go on page 76, that's the recreation budget. And if you look at account number 3496 under contract services, that's contract labor, senior programs. Seniors have been hit hard. We've cut that way back over the past couple of years. So we're getting back to what we think is normal. They'll have their bus trips, admission to different activities and entertainment. Then if you go down to under other charges and services, account 4710, which is printing and binding. As you know, what we're going to be doing is the community connection. We're going to do in-house with Joel. on board and hopefully being at a full-time status. He's been doing an outstanding job, and if you check our website and Facebook and Twitter, I mean, it's been phenomenal. So that's good. That's a big plus. And then the last item, if you go down to commodities, 5226, again, senior programs, supplies, everything we need to run their programs. Again, that's the big change in this entire budget is these senior programs. And last, if you go on page 78, which is the cultural and special events, other contract services, account 3490. There's an increase there, basically because, we're going to be adding the West Fest again that we had eliminated prior to, and the concert series. I mean, we're having a concert series every 2 weeks. That's been incorporated into the budget. Those are the two items that are really hitting this division. So we are getting back to normal. We're looking forward to holding these events, and other than that, everything else is going very well. And if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
I do, if that's all right. Go ahead. Real quick, on page 76, when you were talking about the community connection, I remember that we did not mail those out. We do not mail those out anymore because of that line item expense. Is it still, just to clarify so our residents know, they are available at all the facilities, the village facilities.
Yes.
But can you sign up to have it mailed out? Yes. Okay. So just to clarify that, because especially with the seniors,
and the seniors are basically, when they had their luncheons,
right?
We'll be handing those out. That's
perfect.
Part of their luncheon, so that they get that information.
Okay, thank you, because I know specifically them that couldn't go out to get it from the facilities for that, but anyone can then just contact. Yeah. Is it correct? Okay, and then my other question back on 74, 4660, the R&M grounds, are those the fields?
That's repair and maintenance of everything.
Okay.
All the grounds,
so
not just athletic fields.
All the fields.
All the parks.
Okay, because I did see the increase in that. So how are the fields? I know, are the tournaments coming back the way they were before?
Well, right now, all fields are closed. Okay, we're redoing the Cats fields, which was a capital project. They're working on that now. And we had hoped it would have been done by mid-June. But with the rains and everything, they couldn't get to the sod. So they're actually finishing that up. As we speak, probably be done tomorrow. But other than that, everything else we've shut down to give them a rest. All the providers, the provider groups are all aware of it. They realize it, that these fields are just getting so stressed out. We have to shut them down for 2 to 3 months.
Okay, and I understand that, especially for resodding and all of that.
Correct.
Do you see that the demand has increased back to what it was prior to 2020, or is it that they've found other options?
I think, the programs are growing. They had dropped off for a while. Our football program has dropped off significantly. But the soccer, the softball, the baseball, I mean, they're still growing. And I'm really anticipating that we will end up getting into a lacrosse program because they're looking for alternatives because the issue with concussion and concussion protocol, it's scaring a lot of parents with the kids. So I really anticipate going into lacrosse program.
Lacrosse can be a bit dangerous too, It's not. It's not
I realize
pickleball, but yeah. I just want to make sure because I know that the stress on our fields and the turnover, and especially with the increase of play. So thank you.
Okay.
Speaking of pickleball, is that getting back to where it was before COVID?
I'm sorry, what program?
Pickleball.
Pickleball. We shut it down because of summer camp, they were playing in the gymnasium. We just opened up our new pickleball courts outside last week, and they've been out there. 8 o'clock in the morning, they're out there playing. And for those of you that don't know where it is, where we had the skate park outside the rec center, we converted that, and we have 4 pickleball courts in there.
Gotta get out there. Okay. Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
As long as we said that we had a pandemic.
Any other questions? for Lou?
Thank you.
No.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good job.
And now
Thank you.
we go to item 4, which is the capital budget.
Okay.
You're on, sir.
Ready?
Yes.
Good evening. Here to present the capital improvement program for fiscal years 2023 to 2027. Maybe. There we go. So this sheet's a summary of all the funds. We have $55 million in revenue, thanks to the ARPA funding and the sales surtax. We have significant funding, and then we're looking at about $39 million in expenditures. The recreational facility fund is limited to acquisition, improvement, expansion, or implementation of park and recreation facilities, and unfortunately we have no revenue or expenditures in this fund for this fiscal year. I'm not seeing the slide up there. It still has webcam closed by organizer. Restroom break, anybody? There it is. I think we got it now. Okay, so 102, the fund is limited to projects that enhance the aesthetic landscape and visual perception of the village. And there's 2 projects in here, the Okeechobee Boulevard West landscape and the Royal Pine Estates entry sign. The next fund is a new fund. That's the American Rescue Plan Capital Projects, the 105 fund. It is dedicated to supporting public health expenditures, addressing negative impacts from COVID, replaces lost public sector revenue, and it can be used for investments in water, sewer, and broadband. So this project is basically putting receivers. It would broadcast out of Village Hall, and it would broadcast to basically all of the parks. And then at the parks, you would have Wi-Fi, and it would be open to the public. And then we'd also be able to eliminate services from Comcast at these remote areas. So we could use that for our security cameras and other functions that we might have out of those facilities. So, and if you have any questions, just jump in.
I'm glad you brought that up then. What's the range because is it each point on that, is that a signal and then there's a radius around each signal? What is the radius after each signal? So how far away from that can I be and still get?
How far away from the facility?
So if you have one at Robner Park and there's one there. So then there's a radius around the signals. How far away is it? Just the park, or does it go like 3 mile? A mile around?
It depends on how much infrastructure you want to put at each of the facilities.
Okay.
Is the way I understand.
We're designing it to be at the park, but the homes around the park will be able to pick it up, and it will be an open network.
Okay.
The further you get away from it, the less your signal's going to be.
Well, and there's
there would be a bandwidth issue.
there's a height an obstruction issue that it has. So that's going to be one of the bigger limitations.
Sure, because it can't go through that.
I had the conversation with Randy earlier about using it to do our signs, and he said there could be an issue with obstructions from trees and things. So it's going to be fairly limited to those park facilities.
Just the confines. We'll just guarantee.
Right.
Okay,
Kind of
gotcha.
line of sight, if you will, from the facilities.
Okay, thank you.
This next one is going to be an upgrade to our servers at the new Village Hall. And this is an existing project for the corporate picnic pavilions at Commons. There was additional funding added to that due to inflation.
And not getting the grant.
And not getting the grant.
And we almost got the grant, and then we almost got taken back. So. And this is actually, the design is complete on this, and we're going to be bidding this out within the next month, I would say. We kind of actually stalled because of the issues, supply issues, and the strain on steel, but it looks like that the supply chain is starting to catch up, and so we're thinking it'll be a good time to put it out. This is our electronic message boards, basically all of them. We're looking at upgrading the signs. If you look at them, they're pretty dated out there, and obviously technology's gotten better, so there'll be clearer pictures on these. This is adding in-house. This will be Public Works doing this, adding under drain into the northern section of La Mancha Avenue to deal with the groundwater issues in those areas.
Is that going to alleviate some of the flooding on La Mancha?
This does nothing for flooding. The only thing this does is it will control the groundwater from basically coming out of the ground as consistently.
So the northern part of La Mancha Avenue, you know how it runs over and it goes into the FPL property or lease property over there? Is this going to eliminate that portion? That is the runoff on that? Or is
you're talking about where it makes the turn to the west?
Just before you get to the turn,
That's going to be a separate project that we're going to do when we reconstruct La Mancha Avenue. So
and the repaving
we'll do,
of that.
we'll do that as part of the resurfacing plan.
Okay,
So that's why you're not seeing that in this slide.
On this one, thanks.
This is canal bank maintenance, getting rid of exotic and trees that are leaning into our waterways to obviously during storm events, these trees like to fall over, so this would preempt that from occurring. And this project is to fix the outfalls to our stormwater system. Because they're exposed to the sun and elements, and they tend to go first. So this is an ongoing project to replace these. This is a new dredging project, which will extend the boundary of the current one, which I'll go through later on in the presentation. And this is a summary of all the projects within that fund. If you have any questions concerning those.
Is this a good time to ask about my canal cleaning?
About your what?
The canal cleaning question that I asked Paul earlier.
So of the $20 million we got, $10 million is going to is within the operating budget, and the remainder is here. And if I remember right, we wrote it to use all the $20 million in between these two. So this is what we were proposing for the ARPA money.
All right. I'm saying is because if we can't lower the millage rate, if we can relieve our residents of that for a couple of years, we do know that we'll go back. But that was my only suggestion, is to move some stuff around a bit.
you said we couldn't use that money to lower fees, to lower.
You cannot use it to reduce taxes.
So is that
It's not. It's a fee. It's not a tax. So I don't know how that would. We didn't look into that before the meeting.
And I apologize, I did not bring that up last month when you guys were first putting this together. It
We
wasn't
would
really
have to take
advertised.
something off here.
Right, and then I understand.
that
yeah.
becomes the question. If we do
Right.
that, what are we going to take off? And you know,
And right,
how much money are we talking about?
$1 a month.
No, but total, I think it was like 84,000. What is it that we collect?
It's $1 a month is what we charge. in our-
$4 a year.
That's what we added. What we added to
What we added.
to have that for the debris or
But that's
Right.
debris pickup.
$12 a year.
Right.
Per resident, so it comes
That is
out. to-
correct.
And what is it?
Well, per household.
Right, I'm sorry, per
household, not
household.
per
Yeah,
resident.
per
It's per
household, I
business.
apologize, yes.
Yeah.
So what is the total amount of it? I thought it was,
I think it's a $5 rate now, and if we're collecting 1 point, I have to go back to that budget. What
it was
we were
just
collecting.
$1 more that we
We were
did.
collecting.
Yeah.
What was the total we were collecting?
Listen, I understand the sentiment, but I think to do that it would be viewed as a gimmick. Because
Think so?
I'm giving you back $12,
We took it from
and
them.
it's not even individual. It's mostly the preponderance of those funds really come from businesses.
500,000 is what we collect.
Yeah,
No, it's our residents that we.
businesses paid. I'm telling you, but it's not a per person.
It's 5. Yeah, it is 500. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to hold you
I
guys
don't.
to it
I
because
don't.
I didn't
I
ask
don't
you
know.
ahead of
I
time,
don't know
so
what
that's
$1
why.
gets right off the top of my head.
No, it would be 100,000, right? $5.
I don't know. I don't
No,
know. What,
and
I don't know what we're collecting per dollar. I'd have to. I don't know.
That's okay. For some reason, the 85,000 sticks in my head as far as the total amount that it would cost us to do that.
Move on. The next fund's the Impact Fee Fund. Revenues from the fund come from all new development. Expenditures are limited to new roads, public parks, and public buildings.
Pickleball court.
This is a site plan that you're going to be seeing fairly soon. This is a preliminary view of that, which would have a multi-purpose field, tennis courts, pickleball, basketball, volleyball, playground, restroom facility, and then a fishing seawall with boat parking along the park, and then obviously car parking.
Just wanted to say at the Citizen Summit the other night, I got a lot of comments about this park and what they. I mean, the push was the majority of the comments were they wanted this to be some type of passive park that wasn't going to, increase the. I don't know where they're going to park, so the traffic or the noise. I think was a concern of residents. So I just wanted to. I don't know if you heard those comments, but just to make you aware of it, that people were concerned. So
And that's why we put the multi-purpose field closest to the residents in the open field.
And there is a landscape buffer that runs behind those residences already in place, so it's fairly mature. And obviously, there's going to be 2 public meetings to address those concerns. It's going to go to P&Z and then obviously to council for approval. So. These are the remaining projects in there. Oh, and we do have a $400,000 grant for Crestwood North Park. The next fund is the 302 fund, the local discretionary sales surtax fund, which is limited projects that include construction, reconstruction, or improvement of public facilities that have a life expectancy of 5 or more years, and any land acquisition, land improvement, design, and engineering costs.
This was on the agenda next week?
Yes, and there's we did apply for a $500,000 grant for this, and we will be looking to bring a consultant on to kick off the design next week. Yep. As soon as next week. So. And this is our road resurfacing project. We did add some additional funding to this because of increased costs, so that's why you're seeing this back. And we've begun design for this, and we'll be looking to get this out late this year.
And thank you for putting this up on the website so residents can see it, because I've directed quite a few people to it, and it's nice that you do have it laid out all the way. So thank you.
Yeah, up on our webpage we have an interactive map that shows you exactly, well, not exactly, the estimated year that you'll receive resurfacing on your roadway. And here is a list of the existing projects that we've previously discussed in previous years. And that as it relates to the canal system dredging, we do have a project that is out, it's advertised, so that will be hopefully coming back to you for award within the next month and a half or so to begin dredging a section of our canal system. And there is a $500,000 grant for that project. And then our 303 fund is our general capital improvement fund, and exactly that. First project you're seeing is for Village Hall office furniture. We did look at moving the existing furniture over to the new building. The trouble with that is the transition with employees. I mean, it was a large undertaking, and then with the office sizes changing, there was a lot of retrofitting that existing furniture. We looked at the age of the furniture, and it just simply wasn't the right choice to do that. So we are looking to get new furniture. And what it allows us to do is set up the new building, and then we could essentially move over the weekend. It would just be moving computer equipment, so there would be no lost staff time to make that transition. This next project is for the FPL pathway. That La Mancha extension went away with the signal. So this project, we would be looking to kind of upgrade that existing 8-foot wide asphalt pathway, put a 10-foot wide pathway to it, and then try to improve the route back to Ponce de Leon, and then to the continuation of the FBL pathway, and kind of fix there's a circle behind the brass spring that was basically the extension of the road was retrofitted, and there's bumps, so this would kind of turn it into a regular intersection and clean that area up, and also extend that existing pathway onto the FPL pathway system. So.
Was there, I know we talked about it, is that when we took away the access from Balboa onto Okeechobee, that was there an opportunity to put a crosswalk signal that would then tie into the two other lights, the one on Wildcat and Partridge? Or are we not going to do that now because of this?
Well, there were some options, if you remember, from the State Road 7 corridor study, and when they were looking at shortcuts throughout the village. Mm-hmm. And one of those options that they talked about was a pedestrian bridge over Okeechobee.
Right.
So, and obviously looking into a PED signal, mm-hmm. Talking with current county staff, I'm not sure that they would permit it without it being warranted. Okay. But it's certainly an option we could look to once we get into the design of this. And
Do you know off the top of your head what would warrant it so that residents know?
It's volume. It's going to be
It's
volume
volume.
of pedestrians is
Okay.
what it comes down to. And,
Okay.
and obviously, if the pathway were to get more popular, and you could potentially get there. The danger with putting it in prior to it being warranted is people won't respect it. You'll have vehicles running it, which will make it actually more dangerous for pedestrians to get across.
So can residents reach out to the county then because it's on that road, or is that something that they would reach out to us?
They reach out to us.
They would reach
That's
out
what I
to
meant,
us.
right,
Right.
okay.
They could reach out to us, but really, what you'd have to do is go out there and count the pedestrians that
That's
are
what I
on
was
there.
gonna say, is how
And,
you gonna do it,
yeah,
right?
you would do a physical study and look at those numbers, and
Okay.
and unfortunately, I don't believe we have those numbers today,
Okay.
even with the high school traffic.
Gotcha. Thank you.
This is just upgrading our surveillance cameras at our field operations center. And this is basically, we have several different types of software right now for our surveillance cameras, and this is going to basically unify those systems. So we're using a single system, which will be easier to get data from it, and obviously for operators to use it. This will be a single system. This is the replacement of the golf lighting, the nighttime lighting for the golf driving range. And this is replacing both the playscapes and the safety servicing at Veterans Park and Preservation Park. And this is replacing the sports lighting at Farron Park. Currently, those lights are off due to some significant electrical issues. So this is a much needed project to get that facility going again. And here is a summary of the remaining funds. We do have it's looking promising that we're going to get a $600,000 TPA grant for the bike path, trailhead, and signage plan. They are going to move that forward to the board as a priority project in the TIP program. And we do have a existing $587,000 grant for the ADA improvements phase 2 project. I'll just go through these slowly. A lot of loose stuff in here. Somebody's got to have a comment on one of these. No? Pick on Lou.
The Okeechobee entrance sign, you have a picture of that?
I don't. Is that one?
Huh?
So PW 2402 is Okeechobee entry sign landscaping, which would be enhancements to the existing sign. I forgot to add a slide for that.
Is that the picture? That's the picture.
That's a draft.
It says.
And
says,
for the people online
Village of
or
Palm Beach.
watching via TV, I will post this whole presentation to our webpage, and I will add the entry feature signs that we're looking at.
I personally like the one on the northern part of Royal Palm Beach Boulevard as you're heading south and you enter the village. That looks pretty classy.
nice sign.
Yeah. More than that. Yeah, I do like that. And it's the thing. So when you're driving south on Royal Palm Beach Boulevard,
You
and
like that?
I
Oh,
do
yeah.
like that. Yeah,
They cleaned that up. Yeah,
it
more
does.
time.
It does look really nice. I like the brick on that.
Yeah, it is nice when they cleaned it up. Yeah.
Any other comments on 303 projects?
We've got a lot of stuff going on.
We do.
That's for sure.
And a couple good-sized projects as well. So, and the last fund is the Stormwater Capital Improvement Fund, the 408 fund, which is for stormwater improvements. And we have a street sweeper in there to improve the level of service. Street sweeper, which is required by our NPDS permit for us to street. And we've been contracting that out, and apparently we've been having issues with that. So this would move it to an in-house service. And then the other project in there is an FPL dry detention pond project, which does have a grant, and that's going to be done along with the canal dredging. Those projects will be combined and done together. So. And that concludes my presentation.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from members of council?
A lot of stuff.
Thank you.
We got, yeah. Good luck, Chris. Hang in there.
You got this, Chris.
No hurricanes.
I think the hurricanes are going to hit other places where they normally don't hit.
Other than getting hurricanes not being any fun, it disrupts
I've been
the
watching
work
weather
for a
last
year.
Several years, and that's a clear trend. It really is.
Right.
Okay. Do I have to make any announcements about our next budget hearing or anything along that line? No?
Nope. Our next meeting is July 14th.
The next, yeah, our next.
Where we will be.
We'll have a budget meeting.
No, we'll have a. No, we have a
council meeting.
A regular council
meeting. I keep
meeting
forgetting.
July 14th, but we will also be establishing or locking in our millage rate.
That's okay. We'll be announcing the millage rate.
That is correct.
Which we said earlier will stay the same. That is
yes.
To that extent, since we brought that up, I just wanted to say that I think everyone out there, our citizens all know and are experiencing on a personal level significant increases in the cost of doing business, of running their households and all of the other things they have to. It's costing everyone a lot more money. It's costing the village more money to run the village and continue to provide the services that we have been providing over the years. And we really looked at this and decided that we were going to hold the line where we were on our millage rate and work this as best we can, which we went through tonight. You can see every line item, for the most part, the bottom lines were higher than they were last year. So we do understand that everyone is feeling that pressure, and we will continue to provide the services to our citizens, and we're going to hold the line at the current millage rate. So. Any questions, add-ons to that? No? Thank you all. I think that we're done, and we stand adjourned. Thank you.